we have Dire Wolf here. We want to thank him for even inviting us to a nice location. Come and have drinks if you want. Come and chill out. Nice little place. Yes, sir. Thank you for inviting Locksmith and us. But we're actually here to talk about the scene and different creatures of the night. And this particular man is one of the realest werewolves I can think of on time. So, how did you come into the scene and things like this?
It started with my cousin needing a Halloween costume.
Halloween costume.
He needed a Halloween costume. I had ran into Halloween Adventure when it was just a little venture that used to pop up once a year over there between 13th and 14th.
You said you described your person that was with dreams, long
hair. That was everybody's. That was Father Sebastian then, looking all beach bummy.
I hate you.
But I was okay with that. I mean, it's like, he's doing his thing. He's working, whatever.
I can remember the first time I met him also. It was actually at Mother's or whatever the case may be. And what makes you werewolf nature?
First of all, I stopped using the term werewolf a long time ago because I'm not a werewolf. I'm not the mythic creature of legend. I'm not able to transform myself from a human being into an animal and back, or a semblance in between that. I prefer to use the term, and it's in the dictionary, lupine. Lupine meaning of or having the characteristics of a wolf, which I very strongly do.
Okay.
In that, it makes a lot more sense, and people don't look at you like you need to be committed.
I hear you.
I mean, and that takes us back to the beginning where it was like, it's okay to be what you are, but we're trying to at the time we were trying to maintain a low profile. We weren't supposed to be all up in everybody's face, oh, look at me, this is what I am, look at me. I hate you. It's like, that's not necessary. Just be what you are and go on about your business. I've always been, I never put a name or a thing to it. I've always been fascinated with the werewolves and mythology and stories about wolves and whatnot, and it just carried over. And then one day you get past, and it's like one day you stop thinking about all the whole business about being it's like turning into a wolf and wolfing out and going and all that other good stuff. Okay. It's like it stops being the point. You get past the silliness of all that shit. And then you just realize that's what you are, and you accept that for what it is.
So are you still affiliated with goth events, as far as snog and things like this?
I went to a snog event recently, kind of check out what they're doing. They encouraged me to come. I went. It was a good night. I had a good time. It's like they're encouraging me to want to check out their next court. So I'm gonna go and see what that's like. But I've been affiliated with Snog. I was affiliated with Lazarus. And when those two fell by the wayside, I decided that it's not about the courts, it's about the community at large.
Exactly.
It's not about being within those four walls, and it's because if you're not affecting anything but what's within those four walls, then what are you doing there?
So do you think, as far as the community, do you think they lost touch with one another to a sense where there is no people don't support each other anymore? Is there no support within the community, as far as families getting together, putting things together?
There hasn't been that for a long time. They're trying to get back to it now, but the way I look at it personally, and I'm sure there are a few other people who agree with me, we could have had all of this covered and taken care of 10 years ago.
So what you think took so long, to get that recognized and get that to a point, okay, the families is not coming together anymore, where people are supporting one another.
Folks are starting to realize we're not getting any younger. It's like last October the 27th made 20 years invested in all of this for me.
But it's still a way of life,
I mean, we're talking about coming through the gothic alternative scene into the vampire scene, BDSM, fetish, all of those things together, respectively.
Okay. So is there a certain time where you outgrow a situation, or it's just the same old nonsense that you try to get away from in the mundane sense?
What I try to get away from is everybody feels that they have to band together against this, that, or whatever. Where everybody is like behind the fence, and they're talking about, oh, they're doing that, and I don't like they're doing that. And I'm like, but the whole point in the beginning was that everybody, it's like it started where everybody was meeting everybody online. People started creating events to get people from behind their computers to actually meet each other and to exchange thoughts and ideas and to build something. That's what it was supposed to be about.
Right.
And for a while it was that. It's like you threw an event over here and you knew somebody was throwing an event over there.
You'd let people, the family
exactly,
that come through and support the situation.
Everybody let everybody else know because not because one person doesn't do this by themselves. I mean, you can go ahead and throw a party over here and it's fine, but you know, you've got a bunch of other people that are throwing parties too. And you know, if you're all about yourself and you know, folks decide they're gonna go explore and they find something else that they like better, they're gonna be like, why didn't you tell me about this? Or they're not even gonna say that. They're just gonna go on and be like, oh well, I like this better, so fuck that over there.
Right. I mean, people have their free of choice, and of course that's always welcome when you come into a function. But as far as, I mean, the scene is not only a party atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? There is court gestures and things like that. But do you think that brings a set of rules that people like the younger generation that's coming up and feeling these awkward, not getting it from society nourishment, that they come to people like us? Are they supposed to hold the torch and keep the new blood coming in?
If you're looking to build a future, then you need to start planting seeds here in the present. What you do here now will determine what happens in the future. If you don't do anything here now, then you might as well, then don't start complaining when shit comes down the pipe and it's not what you think it should be because you didn't do anything. You didn't tell people, look, check this out. I'm gonna tell you from my experience, and you know, impart that information, that knowledge, so that they can take that and hopefully build on that, and something will bloom from that. Other than that, I mean, you can't. Like I said, I mean, it's supposed to be a community. I mean, we're supposed to be about building something. I mean, 10 years ago, who can deny that New York City was entirely ours?
Right. Who can deny that?
I mean, and whenever we got together, it was always about something.
Right.
It was about a celebration of who we are and how far we came and doing what we were doing and supporting each other and helping to lift each other up and build.
Yeah.
It wasn't about
that mundane sense of mine, stay away.
Which is what I thought a lot of people were trying to get away from, but a lot of people wouldn't let that shit go and they brought it over and it carried over.
So
I mean, it's like in that movie Jacob's Ladder. What did he say? The part of you that burns in hell is the part of you that won't let go of your life. And when you decide to embrace this lifestyle, you have to let go of a lot of shit, or it's not going to work. You have to let go of everything that you thought you knew about life, and open your mind enough to embrace new ideas and use that to build from.
I'm glad you said that. What do you think some of the good ideas, and do you think the community can come back together where people can support one another other than being divided from one another, saying, okay, since you're doing that, then fuck you, and since you this status and I've been here before you and I'm mad at you and I'm not supporting you just because of that fact of jealousy.
If everybody could learn to respect each other without depending on each other's help all the time, it would be a beautiful thing. I mean, nobody is obligated to help you.
That's true.
You shouldn't expect people to come and help you just because.
I agree with that.
I mean, you've got to give them, it's like if you really want people to help you, you've got to give them something to go on.
Yeah, you got to give
And I'm not talking about in terms of like you got to promise them money or anything like that, but just get them to understand that you're doing it for a good reason, that you're really trying to build something, and that if everybody works together towards making that happen, then it will. But the moment you start concentrating on, oh, I don't like this person over here, I don't like the way they do that, or I don't like this over here, or whatever. And once you get caught up in all of that, then nothing gets done. And that's the problem I think the community overall has had. Everybody is still holding on to shit. Everybody is still holding on to shit from way back when we were younger and stupid. If everybody is like, and everybody's got their version of events that happened, but nobody can say exactly what happened because it's been so long and so much shit has happened since then. If everybody would just agree to disagree, wipe the slate clean.
Wipe it clean, baby.
Wipe it clean, start over. Or not even start over.
Start from now.
Start from that moment. Be like, okay, we're pushing that shit aside, and I can even bother with that. That shit's dead. What are we doing now?
Okay, so for those of you I don't know, I was the one downstairs doing the signs and running stuff from behind the camera. Now we upstairs because it's a tad more quiet, and throw a couple of questions at him. You said a couple of things that I wanted to tap on, but I didn't want to try to scream over the music at y'all. A couple of points you brought that made me want to ask questions. One of the questions I want to ask is, when I'm normally doing stuff like this, we talk about clans, family, within the scene. I've always wondered, is it like that with wolves, so to speak? Is it like packs of lupine that have rules and regulations, I wanted to ask someone who knows this stuff that question.
Me personally, I've always felt that wolves are free people.
Okay.
And what do wolves have to do with the saying of anybody?
Okay.
But the free people.
Nice. See, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
We've always been around. And we're everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah,
that's where our strength lies.
That's good. That's good stuff. Yeah.
We've never had to fall under anyone's banner because we had each other.
Right.
And we respected each other as we were equals among equals, and we respected each other. That's who and what we were, and that's what we did. And when the time came for us to gather, we did.
Right.
Other than that, there was no rule that said that we had to. There was no regulation saying that you can't do this and you can't do that, because common sense, you knew what to do already.
Right, I understand.
You didn't need anybody to lay down rules in a book or whatever the case may be. I mean, we just did what we knew we had to do, and we kept it that way.
I asked because I heard plenty of times, as I'm quite sure a lot of people have, like, all right, coming up as a vamp, we heard of and followed the Black Veil.
Yes.
I heard that there were versions of that for different types of creatures in the goth community in New York City. Now, when I asked to see what it is or whatever, I was either told, oh, I can't because I'm not a witch, or I can't because I'm not a wolf. And for the most part, I was told that there was no such thing. Everybody who calls themselves part of lycanthropy or lupine of some sort follow the black veil.
Yes.
We all follow the same rules, which is kind of why when people look at you, they don't see a vampire. Look at you, they don't see werewolf. I got beef. A werewolf look at a vampire, they don't see vampire. I got beef.
We followed the black veil because the black veil wasn't about just flat out vampirism. It was
Thank you.
It was about common sense
Right.
and how you address, how you deal with each other, and how you deal with society as a whole, and you know, just simple common sense, what you do and what you don't do.
Right. Right. Common sense a lot of people didn't have, which is why we needed the veil, which is unfortunate. But
And even then, it's like everybody who claimed to be following the veil broke it.
yeah. Yeah. And yeah.
I mean,
I can support it all I want, but I can't sit here and act like it wasn't broken, violated.
I mean, everybody wanted to. It's like suddenly everybody had this thing that they wanted to share with anybody, but you had the rules telling them. Well, you had to. It's like you have to be careful about how you go about it, or just simply you can't do that unless you're in a certain setting, a certain area and whatnot. But some folks are like, fuck it, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And they did that.
And a lot of negativity came because of it.
Yes, it did. I mean, it worked fine for a while, but then when you've got that many people doing that particular thing and gathering in large numbers in certain parts of the world, it draws attention.
Exactly. And it draws attention nationwide and or worldwide. All right, I'm gonna stop here. Only because we got people who need to get in different places. But after I got sired, real quick question. After I got turned and my original sire ran off and I didn't know where to go or what to do, I migrated to the village because the weirdos in the ghetto said that's where the weirdos hang out at. This man right here is one of the first people I met when I started hanging out in the village. And that was, let's just say the mid-90s. I don't even know how long ago, like what year per se. So to be standing here now,
Your sire ran off. Who's your sire?
her name was Gomorrah. I don't know what happened to her. I'm gonna throw it out there. This was Kings Plaza Mall back in the mid-90s.
Brooklyn.
I met her in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Thankfully, hanging out in Weirdo Zone Village, I met people like Lord Zilla who pulled me in and helped me. But as I was walking around looking for what direction to go in, before I found Lord Zilla and Hidden Shadows, he's one of the people I used to run around the village with for no reason. So for it to be all this time, now we all got gray hair and all that, to still be able to talk to this man, to still see some of us still here, it's just like beautiful. So again, thank you for inviting me out.
Always.
And one more thing, I got to do this because it's necessary.
It's the right thing to do.
I want to shout out this place that let us come in there and violate these seats.
Three of Cups.
Three of Cups. We always
First
have
Avenue and 5th.
First Avenue and 5th in Lower Manhattan. I want to thank them so much for letting me come in there, turn my lights on, and do what we do in there. Because normally, most bars in New York City, as soon as they see a camera bag, they just, nope, get out. And these guys is like, sure, go, knock yourself out. So, guys, come down. As expensive as New York City is, their prices and their drinks are not that bad, as I just found out. So, thank you guys for letting me come in here and use your spot. And he's gonna walk away because he's getting cheated up.